Alright y'all, Peninsula Handyman here. I want to bring you back in for this subfloor repair I'm working on. So, I've got all the perimeter blocking all the way around done. So, real subfloor on the seams has a tongue and a groove. It locks together, and when you're putting, down a new house, it just goes tongue and groove all the way through. When you're doing a repair, you can't do that because, like, you're cutting, most of the time you're cutting off, you're cutting to what's there, the wall that's there. You're not cutting at a seam, even though that I try to. But I use 3/4 exterior sheathing. I don't use subfloor because you can't get the tongue and groove to work on subfloor repairs. So you have to have all this blocking around so the edges, like, they bear, So I wanted to also point out that you can see, like, look at this crawl space. Look at it. See it? Like, this is what you're living over. How clean is your crawl space? You see that? How clean is your crawl space? If you care about indoor air quality, there's the HVAC, indoor air quality, the health of the inhabitants inside, like, get your crawl spaces cleaned up. Like, all this insulation is just falling apart. It's been wet. You can see, like, these brown stains that almost look like burns. It's like water damage. That stuff all has to come out. This crawl space should have new vapor barrier put down. The walls are untreated. They should kind of be sealed up. All the crawl vents are wide open. Like, crawl spaces are just horrible in general. When you got a leak on top and you got water coming up, moisture, vapor coming up from the bottom in the crawl space, subfloors don't last like that. Another thing I want to point out, you can see the staining in these joists. All the joists are solid with the exception of this one right here. It's not the outside one, it's the one, the second to last joist. It's not the band board. That one has some softness on the top, but I think with a 3-inch screw, it holds the screw fine. Couple things about that spot right there. So this is bad framing, bad design. I don't know, blame it on the builder or the framers, but whoever you blame it on, they've got this second to last joist too close to the outside. There's only like 2 inches between the joist and the foundation wall. This isn't enough to service or get anything in there. You might be able to stuff some insulation up there, but it's just going to be a point of moisture and rot and nastiness. What would have been a better alternative is to make your skinny joist bay, this one out here. So make a full width joist bay on the outside and then make this second to last joist over this way. That would have been a better alternative. Another problem with that joist is you can see that the plumber has been hacking in here. He might have well used a chainsaw. That's 50%. That's about 20% of the joist removed. Just so happens that when I was putting my blocking in here, this joist here, just in this span, it's less than 8 feet, more like 6 feet, it's sagging at least 1/4 of an inch right in here. So when I put my perimeter blocking in, I've got to hold that up. We really can do better than this. We need to do better than this. So the next thing, you can see that all of the tops of the joists look shiny. Excuse me. My nose has been running on this one. So we know there's some bad stuff in the crawl, but file this under, why does stuff take so long? Well, the existing subfloor is some type of product that I've never seen. It's 7/8, 7-inch thick. I don't know if that's available. It's not worth getting, trying to track it down. So I just use, like I said, standard 3/4 exterior grade sheathing for my subfloor repairs, and it's 1/8 of an inch too thin to match up to the existing. So I had to cut strips out of, I just used framing lumber and ripped it on a table saw, 1/8 of an inch to take up the slack. Some of this existing subfloor back here that's gotten wet is puffed up a little bit, so it's a smidgen, still a smidgen tall, but we're not chasing it that hard, like a 1/16 or so here or there. You know, it'll have underlayment put back on it when they go to floor it, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape. But this is what it takes to do a subfloor repair. So we've got all of our blocking in, we've got our shims on to correct the height difference, and you can see I've already got caulk down on here. All of my subfloor repairs are glued and screwed. They're permanent. They do not squeak. They will last the life of the plywood. So ideally this unit would come out. It's a little kitty cornered in there. It's not quite square. I just had to cut to what was there. The subfloor is sagging on that. It's supported by these two joists, so it's not going anywhere, but the subfloor is sagging under it. So not much I could do about that. Ideally it would come out. Ideally it would be in its own drain pan. I believe there's a return that comes into the bottom, so the pan would have a hole in it, but at least it would catch most of it and try to drain it out before it just ran on the floor. I had to cut some drywall here to get 4-inch screw down through the bottom plate and into my perimeter blocking, because that outside joist bay is so tight. Like I said, I couldn't get a drill in it, could barely get my arm in there. So that's why we had to cut some drywall. As you can imagine, it was all black behind there. These houses from the 90s have plastic. A lot of houses from the 90s have plastic behind the drywall, and to me that just creates water problems, mold, and it's just a terrible solution to whatever they were trying to do. I assume it was like an energy efficiency thing. So I just cut the plastic out right there anyway. It's harboring biological growth, and a little bit of new drywall there would be beneficial for everyone. So I've got my plywood panels cut, and I think at this point this will probably be the final reel on this repair. I'm going to glue them down, screw them off. I'll give you an updated picture when I'm done with the new repair, but this is what goes into it. This is your special invitation to get your crawl spaces inspected, all the nasty insulation out, new vapor barrier. Like, if there was one thing, somebody asked me, what's one thing I could do to like improve the value of my house, increase the longevity of my house, like what's one thing that you would say? I would say crawl space work. Get it sealed up, get the water out of it, put a dehumidifier in there. Houses are incredibly expensive. I think crawl space work might be some of the best return on investment you could do. You can't see it, you can't use it, but it will preserve the underside of your house, and it'll make you a little healthier inside too. It will improve the quality of air. So, all right, I'm out. About to lay these panels down, so stay tuned for more.